Come closer to your speaker. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. Much. It's time for the Ron Van Dam Show. I swear this will not be pleasant. I can't stand it. Tell the children to leave the room. Let them play one of their stupid video games where people chase each other, silly, stupid. It's just you and me as we enter the world of the show, where anything can happen, and it usually does. Be afraid. Be very afraid. This show is longer than 10 minutes. Okay, I don't understand what he's saying. Anyway, come into my world. Here's the key. Open the door into your deepest fantasy. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but it sounds really ominous. Get your funk on and come with me. I outstretch my hand to you. Place your hand inside of my hand, and our hands will be touching each other's hands. On second thought, let's just fist bump. Come with me as I bring you into the world of the unknown and the scary and the forbidden. Do not be scared. I will hold your hand. Whatever I just said. This is ridiculous. Start the show. This is embarrassing.
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Oh, thank God that's over.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
I think the children really should leave the room, unless they're like 2 years old or younger and they don't know what the hell's going on. Other than that, get them out of here. I don't want them near me. I'm not their parent. I'm not their babysitter. Get them out of the room now. If you're driving in the car, slow down, open the door, and put them in one of those little things that restrains them. I don't want them near me. Don't get me wrong, I love children. I can't do that. I can't say it with a straight face. I mean, your children are your children. You love them, of course. They are a part of you. I gotta tell you something. They're no part of me, so let's not. Don't ask me to comment on your little. Don't you think my little baby is cute? Honestly, no. No. Good luck bringing that thing up. I mean, seriously. Enjoy. I'm not anti-child. I love children. Somewhere else. I mean, keep the child away from me. That's all I ask. I mean, I love people in my family, but why am I supposed to love people in your family? I really shouldn't be expected to do that. Do you want to come over and see the baby? No. No. I I think people with babies just want other people around so that they can just dish them off on them for just a couple of minutes while they go to the bathroom or have some private time to themselves. I mean, that's when sitting on the toilet is me time. That's enough degrading other human beings. That'll do it for today. How are you? How are you today? We all have secret lives, don't we? Don't we all have? I mean, I don't, but don't you have one? I was watching a television show yesterday. Story of my life, I'm always watching a television show of some sort. It was a Lifetime network. Yes, every once in a while I'll tune into the Lifetime network. I know. I understand what you're going to say. I don't know. They're tight little stupid movies and they're mindless. And as far as entertainment is concerned, I go for the mindless. As far as people are concerned, they have to have a mind. You see, reality, I need a mind. In fantasy, it must be mindless. So anyway, so I'm watching this Lifetime movie, and it's about this guy who marries this woman, which is what happens sometimes. And the woman finds out, the wife finds out, the newlywed finds out that her husband has had a secret life. He's into all different kinds of strange things, and she finds out about it. And then she tells her friends, and her friends say, "You're crazy. He's the nicest guy I ever met." "No, you don't understand. He's into strange stuff, man." That was the crux of the movie. And of course, I mean, who could guess the ending on this one? Of course, the guy really is screwed up, really does have a lot of baggage, has a sordid, horrible past, and all of a sudden it starts coming out from the closet of the past, of the horrible times, and he's arrested at the end and tries to murder somebody, and I mean, who could see that coming? So, it ain't exactly Shakespearean. You know, it's not Macbeth, I guarantee you. But at the same time, fascinating to someone like me. And I started to think, I think everybody has something that they hide from other people. These strange little fantasies, these strange little fetishes. Odd things, foot fetishes, people, and I, you may have a foot fetish, I don't know, but that's like a major fetish where people walk around, foot fetish, get it, I get it, and they love feet, and it's like, where did that come from? Did you wake up one morning and say, I'm in love with feet? You never hear of a knee fetish. You have the most beautiful knees I've ever seen. Thank you. Do you mind if I take my clothes off and caress your knees? Yeah. Such a knee fetish. The knobbiness of your knees. It's a perfect little bump, and where the leg flexes. It's such a turn on. I can't. Excuse me while I change my pants. I love your knees. Will you marry me? That's weird. But foot fetish, I guess some people love that. I've seen movies where people are licking each other's toes and licking the soles of their feet. Are like, wow, man. Do you realize those feet are utilitarian? They're not sexual things. People walk on these. They put them in socks. They shove them in smelly shoes. And you find these things attractive? Feet? Wow. Where does that come from? Well, it's hereditary. My mother had a foot fetish, and I can't tell you the childhood I had. Wow. Yeah, people have strange fetishes, man. And then when Trump was running for president, there was a story going around that Trump went to Russia and stayed in a Russian hotel and had Russian prostitutes pee on him. And that would be Trump's fetish. And That was never really proven, although it does look like urine has scarred his face and his hair permanently. How else do you explain the orange makeup? I gotta cover these urine stains somehow. Anybody got any orange makeup? I mean, it's not proven that that's what happened. Here's the funny thing. If it was true, and Trump really liked to be peed on by Russian prostitutes in Russian hotels, the public reaction would be, and so what's your point? Because we expect that would probably happen with him. He is so fucked up that all these odd, strange, horrible, weird things that you find out about him, the reaction is, I guess that's possible. That's horrible. The guy's the president. You give him more passes than to your friends to get into a movie theater. This is awful. This is awful. Let him have his fetishes, but not in the wild. Get him out of there. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's a strange fetish. I mean, some people do. I mean, I'm sorry. That's why I asked the kids to get out of the room, because that is a fetish where men and women like to be peed upon. Let me tell you something. Personally, I can't imagine more of a turnoff. Ron, I'd like to pee on you. You gotta be. Why would you want to do that? Wouldn't you enjoy that? Oh yeah, sure. Can't wait for that. What, are you serious? And it gets worse from there. I just don't want to get too disgusting, but it's not just that people like to be upon. It's odd. I can imagine there are fetishes that people don't talk about. I assume there's a fetish where you take a kosher dill pickle and you shove it up your ass, and for some reason you immediately get orgasm. I don't know that that's the case, but I assume it probably is somewhere. And it has to be a kosher dill. A small sweet gherkin will not do the trick. It's got to be a kosher dill. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Susan, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put the gloves on. All right, okay. Go into the refrigerator. Yeah, and I want you to get like stuffing, the kind that you use for Thanksgiving. But have the glove on. I'm going to bend over. I want you to stuff me like a turkey. I want you to take that stuffing and shove it up my anal cavity and stuff me like a turkey. I enjoy that. It's a fetish. It's called the Thanksgiving. And go on, put the glove on. Go on, come on. You can grab more stuffing than that. I can't. I mean, I assume that there's a person for every fetish. I don't know. Do you have one? I don't think I do. I'm thinking, what would excite me beyond the obvious? And I can't. I did meet when I was younger. I was an older teenager and I was exploring things, sexually. And I remember meeting this woman, and she thought I had the cutest ears, and I didn't know how to respond to that. What do you say? Thank you? I mean, I don't know how to respond. Ron, you have the cutest ears I've ever seen. And how is that? How are my ears cute? Could you tell me, please? Yeah, they don't stick out too far. They're not like pinned to your head, and they're just round and curvaceous. And okay, stop it now. Apparently, I have cute ears to some people. I never thought of flaunting that, to be honest with you. Maybe when I walk down the street or go to a supermarket, I should just kind of play with my ears in a sexual, fanciful way. Hey, baby, want a piece of my lobe? Oh, yes. Yes, oh my God, your ears are cute. I've never, I don't know. You get these strange physical fetishes. I guess we all have to be different somehow. I still can't get over this foot fetish. It is so common. I mean, you can even Google a foot fetish and it'll actually come up in the Google thing. Try to Google pickle up the ass. I don't think much is going to come up from that. But foot fetish? I mean, why? Why? Anyway, I warned you at the beginning of the show that this is going to be a scary one. I'm scaring the hell out of myself right now. What other show, radio show, or podcast can you tune into and hear this kind of crap? I mean, I don't think it's possible. Maybe this show within itself is a fetish. Is that possible? I don't know.
You are listening to Ron Van Dam, the gentle, fast-acting laxative of the podcast world. Don't you feel better already?
Well, in a couple of months it'll be beach weather, and that scares me somewhat. Beach weather is really only for people that have a decent body to some extent. You know what I'm saying? You're lying amongst many other human beings whom you don't know on a dirty blanket, washed up on the beach like some type of a beached whale. It's odd. And when an attractive woman or man walks by your blanket, you find that to be a feast for the eyes or a feast for the feet, whatever the case may be. But it's also a time, ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you, for people that don't have the perfect body, to be totally embarrassed about it. It's an odd thing. I mean, also swimming pools and hotels. If you don't have a perfect body, yuck. It ain't going to work. If anything, I can imagine people wanting to slim down and look perfect during the summer months because you're showing your whole body. The winter's fantastic. I know it's cold outside and it snows in many parts of the country and all that stuff and horrible storms and all that. But at least you can cover your body with clothes. I mean, clothes can really make you look better than you are. You can hide that little pot belly, ladies and gentlemen. You can make believe you have an ass. You can pad your bra. You can do all kinds of things in the winter. You can wear colors that complement your skin tone. You can wear things that are cut perfectly so that you look your very best body-wise. You can put on shoes that make you taller and more svelte. I don't know what that word means. You can do tons of things with clothes in the winter. But in the summer, the jig is up, man. You are what you are. You can't start padding your skin. Any blemishes you have, yeah, you can try to cover it up, but then you get into the ocean, and do a little swimming, you come out, all that makeup is gone. Oh, you are what you are on the beach and in the summer. I'm telling you. Have you noticed that some people disregard that rule entirely? Their body shape is not too appetizing, and yet they wear like spandex shorts and halter tops, and I'm talking about the guys. It's like a festival of horrible things. Look at that very attractive person. Oh my God, look what's behind it. Oh my God, can you believe that's in public? Yeah, the summer's cruel, man. It's cruel. It's a battle between being comfortable and looking horrible. What to do? Summer's cruel. Wow. Hot dogs, hamburgers, belly fat. All sitting there, all together. Beach is nasty, man. Nasty. People putting stuff on their body like a rotisserie chicken, lying in the sun. I'll tell you this story one more time, and then I've had it with you. I go to a dermatologist once a year because I have some freckles. And the dermatologist at one point said to me, you got to come once a year. You have freckles. Your skin is very fair. I've asked it a million questions, had conversations. You have very fair skin. Very fair. You're a very fair-skinned person. And you have to be careful. You every once in a while have precancerous cells. I said to the dermatologist, what are you saying? And she said, well, it's not cancer, but if you let it go, it could be someday. I said, oh, okay. So you're scaring me, but there's nothing to be scared of, but you're scaring me in case you have to scare me someday. She didn't find that humorous at all. So she said, Ron, make sure that you wear sunscreen all year long. If you're going to go downstairs to the kitchen and have dinner, wear sunscreen. I go, whoa, okay, it's a little much, isn't it? She says, no, not for you. I said, well, why do I have to be so careful? What is it about me? She said, let me ask you a question, Ron. When you were a little kid, did your mother expose you to the sun at all? Did she take you out to the beach when you went out and played? Did she put suntan lotion on you? Was your head covered? Well, first of all, I don't remember because that wasn't the focus of my childhood, whether my mother put suntan lotion on me or not every day. Did she take me to the beach? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And she says, well, that's where your skin problems come from. Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm older than 5 years old. You're telling me that something that happened decades and decades and decades ago is affecting me now all of a sudden? And the dermatologist said, yes. She said, if your mother took you to the beach a lot, that's the cause of your skin problems now. I said, that is freaky, man. Because first of all, I had no control over that. So I'm a victim of the way my mother took me to the beach. Are you serious? So I'm telling you, little kids that aren't supposed to be in the room, I'm telling you, parents, yeah, you take care. When you go to the beach, you make sure that you have buckets of suntan lotion on you. And they're rated, with an SPF. I don't know what that means. You Google it. I don't have the time for that, nor the interest. But she said you should have at least SPF 70. I said, well, do they make SPF 100? She said, yes. I said, then why wouldn't I put 100 on? Why would people put SPF 20 on their skin? Why not do 100? They make 100. Why not do 100? How about a thin coat of 100? Why even bother with 20? Why even make SPF 40? Why not just make 100? I don't understand. It's the same price. SPF 40, SPF 100, same price. What's your problem? That's like buying toothpaste, putting toothpaste on your brush there. This toothpaste is good. It's got like 10% fluoride in it. It doesn't really. You still get cavities, just not that many. Well, why wouldn't you get fluoride toothpaste that has 100% so that you don't get any cavities? No, it's too easy. It's too easy. I do 20%, and I get like 80% cavities. It's not so bad. Once you get 100% no cavities, I don't know. I never thought that through. I guess I never thought that through enough. But it's a good point that you make. Why don't I? I don't know. Why don't you put an SPF 100? Why don't you get the ultimate protection for your skin? Nah, that's too much. That's too much. I don't. I want to get a little skin cancer. Seriously, I mean, I don't want to not get it at all. So SPF 70 will protect you from the sun longer than SPF 20. I don't want to be protected from the sun for too long. I want my time to run out like a lot faster. I don't want the sunscreen to last like that long. I want to be affected by the radiation of the sun even more later on. Was it a timing thing? I'm going to put on SPF 20. Bob, in 10 minutes, you got to put more SPF 20 on me. And then after that, after every 10 minutes, you got to put more SPF 20. Why don't you put SPF 100 on yourself, and then you won't have to do it so often? Well, I never thought that through. You're right. God. Seriously? All right, our guest is waiting for us. Let's speak to our guest.
Hello.
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. Jodi Grant joins us. She's Executive Director, After School Alliance. And Barry Ford joins us, President and CEO, Council for a Strong America. We're talking about...
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. We're talking about after-school programs, which we've known about for quite some time now, and many of our students across the country enjoy this and also find it quite normal now. Apparently, there is some threat to this. There's this guy in the White House, whom I refuse to mention his name, but he was expected to make his 2020 budget public. Unfortunately, I must use the word, he has. Tell us what's evolved here.
So for the world of after school and summer learning, for the world of our kids, it is devastating. Mm-hmm. The budget proposal would eliminate funding for 1.7 million kids. And those repercussions aren't just those kids who aren't going to have access to fun, engaging things to do in the afternoon, but it's their working parents and it's their communities. So, devastating might almost be an understatement for what are these kids going to do if and their families going to do if they lose these programs.
It's quite amazing how this has come to light here. How long have we had after-school programs that we've been able to participate?
So, the truth is we've had after-school programs for decades and decades. Mm-hmm. And there's some fabulous after-school programs out there that have been around for 30, 40 years. But what we've seen is since there's been a federal investment in after-school programs, the number of kids in programs has more than doubled. And so more and more kids have access to these programs, and the other thing is that they're getting more and more sophisticated. So today's after-school program, of course, it keeps kids safe, but they're much more sophisticated than that. So they're looking at all of the academic and non-academic supports that are going to help our kids succeed. So whether they're doing robotics or science labs or homework help or writing poetry, our kids are getting opportunities to learn to, interact with other kids to develop skills that are going to help them succeed.
It's one thing to develop programs that aren't there yet and to look forward to them and fight for them. But when you have something that was a staple and that's being taken away, like pulling the carpet out from under you, that's a whole different thing, isn't it?
It's completely
true. It is. And, one of the things when this kind of budget is proposed is parents are really, really freaking out because we have parents that can't go to work if their kids don't have after school. And then that means we have employers that are losing their workforce. And Barry can talk about the consequences for, our own security.
Wow. Yeah, Barry, please.
Sure, happy to. Sure, yeah. I mean, Council for Strong America, the organization I lead, advocates for those policies, those proven policies and practices that help kids stay on the right track and become productive. And a key part of how we do that is that we recruit and engage and organize police chiefs, sheriffs, and DAs, retired admirals and generals, and business leaders, and they all care about this issue because they see it as central to sort of their core businesses, right? Our police chiefs, sheriffs, and DAs understand, because they live it,
Yes.
that the prime time for juvenile crime is 3 to 6 during the school day. And that means it's the prime time for, kids getting in trouble, actually doing, counterproductive things, kids being victimized by crime, kids doing risky behaviors, drugs and other dangerous things. And they know that a high-quality after-school program keeps them safe, keeps them on the right track, and keeps them on track to graduating from high school, which is a key indicator for being successful in life.
Well, this is the problem where you have a president who just pays for things to have people take care of and educate his children. He has no concept that this is something that Middle America depends upon, and also strengthens Middle America. He doesn't quite get that. I guess the workable news is that this is a proposed budget, and that there are ways to make sure that this is not passed with this caveat thrown in.
Yeah, that's an excellent point because 2 points there that you made that are excellent. One, this is an issue all across America. People often think of after school as an urban issue, and then we have fabulous programs in urban areas, and they're needed. But after school programs are also a lifeline for rural communities, and there is no safety net there if we lose them. So these programs are so essential, and people know it. But the way we're going to beat this and keep the money is if people raise their voices. So I urge all your listeners to go to our webpage. We've made it simple: www.afterschoolalliance.org. Take all of a minute or two to reach out to your members of Congress and let them know these programs matter to your community. Yeah. And the good news is we have bipartisan support in Congress if they hear from their constituents.
Yeah, they take pressure very seriously, even from a few people, but especially if it's from organizations and such. Why would not every school in the country organize? I mean, you have great organizations here. I mean, why would not every school organize and just petition it school by school by school by school by school by school? Would that be insurmountable?
I love it. I think I think the best advocates we have when it comes to after school are truly the kids and the educators in the programs.
And the parents,
and
the parents, my God. I mean,
parents.
like, how could
it?
Yeah. So, I mean, the message is, and I hope this is the same message that comes around in 2020, message is get involved now, speak your mind, and just let them know. We have so many easy ways of communicating with email and all this kind of stuff, and start using it here instead of just being silent and just listening to people talk.
Yeah. I mean, the frustrating thing for me, Ron, is that people, the reason the president and others think that these programs are targets is because, one, they frankly haven't engaged and been serious about seeing the real results on the ground.
Right.
But two, they're not recognizing the critical importance that these programs have, not just for the kids and the families. I mean, Jodi has been eloquent about that, and that's really true. But these programs are critical for the future of our economy, the future of our national security, and the safety of our communities. And that's what our members, that's what my admirals and generals, that's what police chiefs, sheriffs, and DAs care about. That's one of the reasons why they're going to be engaged in advocating for the restoration of these resources.
It sounds like it should be overwhelming. I don't think the president really cares, but certainly all the representatives sure do listen to their constituents, and there's no question of that. So it's just a matter of raising the voice. So let's get to the part where how do we do that?
So once again, go to our website, www.afterschoolalliance.org. We've made it very easy for you to click a button, enter a little information, and reach out to your members of Congress and let them know that after school matters in your community.
It sounds almost too simple, but we got to do it. It's afterschoolalliance.org. Just do it. It takes like a second, and it makes all the difference in the world. Help them understand that you don't go proposing cuts like this. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
You have been just fantastic today. I don't know how to thank you, so since I'm ignorant in that sense, I won't thank you. The children can again enter the room. I'm done embarrassing you, both of us actually. So go enjoy your life, do what you have to do, and I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new show. And I hope and pray that you'll join me then, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't plan these things. Do you plan these things? No, obviously not. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I wish you peace.